Are Bile Trolls any good in patch 5.0? Bile Trolls are a new addition to Nurgle forces with Thrones of Decay. I'd say they're good because they provide something Nurgle has long needed, a debuff to enemy melee defense, but they don't feel overpriced or overtuned. They're good because they improve the rest of your melee army, but they're also there to fight hard on their own. Recruit for 1050 favor and 250 upkeep. On Ultra, this gets you 16 noxious trolls with 8672 health between them. Armor is 60. Without the physical resistance, demons get to offset their usual low armor. Leadership becomes at 50 default, speed is 54 default, charge speed 78. Melee attack starts at 29, which I do not deem to be a high number, and of course inflicts poison on contact. Attack interval is 3.8, so less downtime, with medium splash target size, including normal human cavalry, and max target damage is 4, relatively focused. Melee defense starts at 45, far higher than the melee attack, since these are still mortals with the mark of Nurgle. Weapon strength comes at 115, split between base 45 and armor piercing 70, a reasonable tilt that makes them much more reliable against heavy armor than Spawn. Charge bonus is 24 and mass is 1500. This unit is a siege attacker, inflicts fear, can hide in forest, has the old style of regeneration making them inherently vulnerable to fire attacks, and has corrosive bile, inflicting -6 melee defense to enemy units in a 35-meter radius. Melee contact is not required. Obviously this helps not just the trolls themselves, but anything on offense in the vicinity. In the Kugath-style redline skills, Filth Incarnate provides up to +6 melee defense and +12% weapon strength for Bile Trolls, and Putrid Resistance gives rank 7 survivors melee attack +5, which they desperately need, weapon strength +12% again, and ward save 5% because they're apparently not tanky enough. In contrast, the Chaos Sorcerer style redline skills has monstrous strength at +10% weapon strength and +8 melee attack at 3 pips, and Freakish Mutations gives rank 7 ones, leadership +8, melee attack +5, and ward save 5%, which may provide much more balance for these Nurglish trolls. In the Kugath style tech tree, Plague Beasts grants recruit rank +1 and melee attack +4, Pox Tally adds +5 leadership and +4 melee defense, and The Touch provides weapon strength +10% and ward save 5% regardless of level. So how do you use the Bile Trolls? See, that's the thing, your performance in campaign is going to be so radically different from what you see in this demo combat that I have to tell, not show, which is suboptimal. But compared to your usual troll setups, these are very tanky. The melee defense greatly adds to the cushioning to give regeneration time to work, and they're fairly bad at hitting things. This clumsiness, perhaps from the nature of their violent conflict between infection and regeneration, means that in spite of the reduction to enemy melee defense, they're just not that good at inflicting their high AP damage consistently, on their own. Therefore, there are two main things you can do. It's just that they're a very Nurgle kind of unit. On their own, you're getting the usual story. Hard to kill, not the best at killing. So, the two things. One is to bring someone with Locus of Virulence, gives +24 melee attack and +25% armor piercing melee in a 35-meter radius for a while, for a spell, perfect for Bile Trolls. There is no higher synergy available. The second is to use the Bile Trolls in conjunction with the more killy parts of your Nurgle melee roster. In other words, higher melee attack contrasting with -6 to enemy melee defense is a good combination for you. And provided you brought the right stuff, the Bile Trolls are far more useful in such a mix than purely on their own. That's not to say they're useless on their own, far from it. It's to say that they have the usual Nurgle mortal difficulty chewing through the enemy. But as I went over earlier, being under a lord who boosts mortal units better like a Chaos Sorcerer results in far higher melee attack, which probably suits what you're trying to do with them better. After all, at speed 54, they're actually pretty nimble compared, almost twice as fast as Plague Bearers, so you'd like for them to be on offense. Not solo, but as one slice of bread in an enemy force sandwich. In a Kugath-style riotous extent, and as I've said before, actual regeneration is rare in the Nurgle roster. You therefore have basically the perfect mobile anvil. Of course, ideally you have a hammer to use that anvil with, but let's say it's Chaos Knights with lances. You will pin the enemy force down. Trolls are simply very hard to dislodge. One final note, I didn't see these trolls break and run in these demos even once. Yes, I kept the lures sorta close, but the regeneration and the defense just kept them from feeling that they were desperate enough to run. So leadership buffs in campaign are great and all, but I feel like these are not as high maintenance as some trolls are. Finding ways to abuse this would be good. Take care, and have fun spewing more bile than an angry blogger.
Retreat!